Hello, sixth graders. This is the lesson for Wednesday, November 4th, 2020, and it is a guide to help you through lesson 2 of the adaptation project if you are working from home. So here you can see today's agenda, and lesson 2 is all about predator-prey interactions and adaptations and symbiosis. For this activity, you are going to need a copy of the Green Book. If you are home and you don't have one, you can send someone to pick a book up, or you can go through this activity as best you can by looking up examples of predator prey and symbiosis adaptations online. The best thing to do is to follow along with the lesson plan linked here in today's agenda. Please do not turn in this lesson plan. At the end of this lesson, you're going to be doing a worksheet for those in class. It's on paper. One side is on predator-prey adaptations, and the other side is on symbiosis relationships. What I will do for the at-home students is I will link those Google Docs in the lesson plan. So let's find the lesson plan for today. You'll want to take time to do the warm-up and ask yourself why you think so many predators and prey adapt. We talked a lot about predator-prey populations in the last project. Think about how predators and prey have special adaptations to either help them hunt or perhaps to help them hide and not get hunted. The first thing we need to do is some vocabulary. So linked here, you'll see a lesson notes guide sheet. And this does go with the book, but you can certainly look up definitions online. If you do have a green book, it's pages 34 through 38. These are notes, so this is not turned in, but you do need to go through all of these definitions. So we're going to define predation, predator, and prey. Give one example of a predator adaptation, so it's something special that a predator can do. Give one example of a prey adaptation, and that's usually an adaptation to prevent it from getting killed or hunted. And then you're going to define symbiosis. There are 3 kinds of symbiosis. Mutualism, and I used the 2 smiley faces on today's worksheet because both organisms in that relationship benefit. Commensalism, which one benefits, there's a smiley face, and the other one doesn't really care. It's not helped or harmed. And parasitism, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the word parasite before. One smiley face because one benefits, and a frowny face because one is harmed. So back to the lesson plan. There is some reading if you'd like to go through. There's also a really good chunk of text in this section that talks about some specific predator and prey adaptations. But again, you can find a lot of these adaptations online. If you're working from home, you aren't able to do this group activity, but this is just an activity to help us learn more about symbiosis. If you want to print this off and do it from home, or just look at it and do it on a piece of lined paper with someone from home, you certainly can. Again, there's some more reading to do. You need to be familiar with the words mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism, and what it means in terms of symbiosis. Okay, you're going to be naming examples of each of them on today's homework assignment. This is a really good YouTube video on symbiosis and the 3 types of symbiosis. So the students in class today are actually working on 2 graded activities that are printed back to back. I will post the other link to the other graded activity in just a minute. So the first is this adaptation chart. So what I have is a list of organisms, and you have to decide if that organism is a predator or the prey. And you're going to type in predator or prey in this column. And then you're going to describe what special ability or special feature this organism has. And then from this list up here, what kind of adaptation it is. So I'll do the first one with you. A cheetah is definitely a predator. A cheetah has a lot of abilities. The one that you probably know of is its ability to run really, really fast. It can chase down its prey. So what would running fast be considered? This would be considered a special physical skill. So you would write the words special physical skill right here in this box. Now, some of these get used more than once. There's a bunch of these examples that are right in the book. So if you don't know what a spiny bug is, you might need to look up a picture online. And this is the first activity. This is called the Defense Strategies Table. And this is side one of the worksheet that the students are getting in class. Side two is all about symbiosis. And so for this, we're going to list as many pairs of symbiotic relationships as we can for each type. And it might be really difficult to fill up this middle one, but do your best. You should be able to fill up the mutualism and the parasitism columns, no problem. So let's do one together. Parasitism is really easy. Dogs and fleas are very symbiotic, and the flea benefits. So you would type in the word flea, and then the dog is harmed. So you type dog under the frowny face. All right, so if you're turning this on in online, it's going to be a little tricky because you're going to have to copy and paste two different things. But don't worry, I know you can do it. Just go ahead and copy and paste it in, and I will grade it from Echo. If you have any questions about lesson 2, make sure that you email me. Again, don't turn in my lesson plan. I don't need this. And don't turn in the notes. Those are for you. The two that get turned in are the adaptation defense strategies and symbiosis. So that wraps it up for lesson 2.